The surprises of the human brain. The human brain, which is comprised of a thick network of neurons and glial cells, serves as the control center of our body. It is responsible for everything from controlling our respiration to complicated thought and creativity. The mysteries surrounding this interesting organ are being gradually revealed by researchers thanks to the improvements that have been made in imaging technologies and neuroscience science. In this video, we will dig into 3 astonishing elements of the brain: the incredible ability of human memory, the enormous number of neurons, and the high speed at which nerve signals travel. Nerve signals travel at a rate that is significantly faster than you might think. When we come into contact with a hot surface or when we observe something moving quickly approaching us, our reactions are nearly instantaneous. This rapid response is largely attributable to the rapidity with which nerve signals move across the neurological system and the brain. Through the transmission of electrochemical signals along axons, which are structures that resemble threads and extend for each neuron, neurons can communicate with one another. The rate at which these nerve signals, which are referred to as action potentials, travel through the nervous system varies according to the kind of neuron and the function of the signal. Variability in speed, according to the type of neuron. Action potentials can travel anywhere from 1 to 120 meters per second according to studies. The speed at which they travel is determined by the myelination of the axon, as well as the diameter of the axon. To facilitate the transmission of signals more quickly, myelin is a fatty insulating coating that surrounds a large number of axons. Motor neurons, which are responsible for controlling skeletal muscles, are frequently myelinated. This enables them to transmit impulses at speeds of up to 120 meters per second, which is necessary for rapid response and movement. However, the pace at which nerve cells carry messages varies from neuron to neuron. Specifically, sensory neurons that are responsible for transmitting pain signals from the body tend to have slower transmission speeds. As a result of this evolutionary adaptation, rapid transmission is more important for immediate physical responses, whereas longer signals for certain sensations allow for a more measured response to pain or other complicated stimuli. This is because rapid transmission is vital for instant physical responses. Contemporary findings, factors that affect the speed of the signal. Recent research has shown that the brain's ability to change the speed at which nerves transmit information may also be related to specific neuromodulators and proteins that affect how signals are transmitted along the axon. According to the findings of a study that was published in the journal Nature Neuroscience, proteins such as ankyrin G have a role in the stabilization of sodium channels along axons, which can affect the wave velocity of signals. The significance of this study lies in the fact that it suggests that modifying the concentration of particular proteins could result in changes in signal speed. This could open up new avenues for the treatment of neurological disorders that are associated with problems with signal transmission, such as multiple sclerosis. It is estimated that there are billions of connections between neurons. Over several decades, researchers have estimated that the human brain is home to approximately 100 billion neurons. However, new studies have suggested that this number may be closer to 86 billion. Even with this reduced estimate, the sheer number of neurons is remarkable, especially when one takes into consideration the fact that each neuron can link to hundreds of other neurons throughout the body through synapses. An understanding of the complexity of the brain and the neural density of the brain. Each neuron is equipped with dendrites, which are responsible for receiving information, and axons, which are responsible for transmitting it. A remarkable degree of connection is made possible by the huge number of neurons that are found in the brain. Neurons do not operate in isolation, rather they communicate with one another across billions of synapses, thereby building intricate networks that are responsible for a variety of processes in the brain. Studies conducted not too long ago have shown that the number of synaptic connections can reach up to 1 billion trillion. Not only that, but these networks are not static. Neuroplasticity is a wonderful feature that the brain possesses, which permits it to remodel synaptic connections in response to learning, experiences, and injuries. This characteristic of the brain is known as neuroplasticity. New research on neuroplasticity has shown that the brain may even rewire itself to some degree after being damaged. This means that functions can be redirected from one region to another. This has significant implications for the recovery process following catastrophic brain injuries or strokes. In addition to neurons, astrocytes and neural support cells are also important. It has also been brought to light by recent studies that glial cells, and more specifically astrocytes, which constitute roughly half of the cells in the brain, play an important role. Astrocytes are responsible for providing support and nutrition to neurons, and they play a key part in the stabilization and maintenance of the brain's health. Astrocytes were formerly assumed to be support cells that did not actively participate in the modulation of synaptic activity. However, recent data reveals that astrocytes actively participate in this process and may potentially influence cognitive functions such as learning and memory. Although neurons are the major messengers, this shows that other brain cells also play important roles in influencing our ideas, actions, and perceptions. Additionally, neurons are the primary messengers. As a mental supercomputer, the human memory capacity is the next point. Without a doubt, one of the most fascinating features of the human brain is its memory capacity. Although there are a variety of estimations regarding the memory capacity of the brain, there are researchers who believe that it might potentially store up to 2.5 petabytes of information, which is comparable to more than 1 million gigabytes. To put that into perspective, this amount of memory has the potential to hold more than 3 million hours of television programming. Memory is divided into 3 categories: encoding, storage, and retrieval. Several parts of the brain are involved in human memory, including the hippocampus, the cortex, and the amygdala. Memory is a complicated process that requires encoding, storage, and retrieval. There is no single neuron that is responsible for the storage of memories. Rather, memories are scattered across networks, and each memory is represented in a pattern of neural activity. Because memory storage is distributed, it is extremely resilient. Even if one component of the network is damaged, other components may still be able to keep information. There have been recent developments in brain imaging that have revealed insights into the cellular processes that are involved in the storage and recovery of memories. In a paper that was published in the year 2020 in the journal Science, the researchers employed optogenetics, which is a method that employs light to regulate cells in living tissue, to demonstrate that particular memory traces can be reactivated in the brain. Researchers were able to find and stimulate memory engrams in the hippocampus, which are particular networks that encode memories. This technology provided a groundbreaking look into the process by which memories are stored and recovered. Long-term and short-term memory capacities are: the memory capacity of the brain is composed of 2 distinct types of stores, short-term and long-term. While short-term memory functions similarly to a scratch pad in that it stores information for only a short amount of time, long-term memory, which involves more in-depth processing, can store knowledge for an entire lifetime. Interestingly, researchers have shown that whenever we recall a memory, it is temporarily flexible and the brain can modify it. This is an intriguing discovery. This process, which is referred to as memory reconsolidation, explains why memories can occasionally get corrupted over time. #### the big picture. Unsolved mental puzzles that are waiting to be discovered. However, even though the speed of nerve signals, the enormous number of neurons, and the remarkable memory capacity of the brain disclose a great deal about its capabilities, there are still a great many mysteries that need to be solved. Neuroscientists are continually increasing their efforts to gain a better knowledge of the molecular mechanisms that are responsible for these activities. Each discovery opens up new avenues of inquiry in the fields of medicine and cognitive science. Concluding remarks. The brain or human being continues to be one of the most remarkable and intricate structures that science has ever discovered. Every aspect of the brain, from the speed at which nerve signals travel to the sheer volume of neurons and the enormous capacity of human memory, demonstrates the brain's remarkable capability for efficiency and adaptation. This organ is even more dynamic and multifaceted than we had previously anticipated, according to the findings of a recent study, which continues to amaze us by exposing this information. These continuous discoveries not only contribute to a more in-depth understanding of the brain, but also pave the way for technological advances that have the potential to revolutionize human health and cognition in ways that we are just beginning to comprehend. Enjoy the content? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more updates. Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you.